Alright, what's going on, everyone? I think it's finally time to take a minute to talk about Universes Beyond. The announcement has, it's aged, people have calmed down, I think. I think we can have a measured and rational discussion about Universes Beyond and Standard. And hopefully this will allow us to have, a discussion that isn't too emotionally charged, so we can sort of come to terms with the fact that it's absolute fucking garbage. So let's talk about it. First off, as I say, whenever I talk about alchemy, if you've ever seen me talk about alchemy, I always stress that if you like it, that's cool, enjoy it, have fun. I hate alchemy. I think it's a blight on Arena. I think it's shameful that new players are pushed into alchemy, but if someone says, hey, I like alchemy, cool, I guess. I mean, the cards are probably cool, and the decks are probably cool, and the format's probably fun, and that's fine, but I hate it. I hate it, so enjoy it if you like it, but that doesn't mean that I can't say that I hate it, and boy, do I hate Universes Beyond. It's been said a million times, I'm sure you've heard it a million times, but the reason other IPs are so good is because they have good world building, right? The reason people liked Star Wars is because Star Wars was good at one point. The reason people love Marvel was because Marvel was good for a while. The reason people love Final Fantasy is because Final Fantasy games are, they're good games, they're good worlds. There's strength in having strong, compelling world building, right? I've seen people say that they got into the games because of the Warhammer decks, and that's awesome, but why did people get into the game because of the Warhammer decks? Because Warhammer has fantastic lore. I don't know much about the Warhammer universe, but every time I dip into it a little bit, usually through a video game, I enjoy it. It seems pretty cool. I've seen people say they got into the game because of the Fallout Commander decks. That's great. Why do people love Fallout? Because the worlds are cool. And when you look at Magic the Gathering, the worlds aren't cool, right? It's not a world building game. It's not a game that people connect to based on the worlds, and that's 100% on Wizards of the Coast. Magic the Gathering just doesn't have a compelling storyline, and I don't think it has competent world builders in the Wizards of the Coast offices. Maybe that's very controversial to say, I'm sorry, but I mean, just look at the worlds we've had recently, right? We've had Murders of Karlov Manor, right? Wow. Murder Mystery on Ravnica, very exciting. We've had furries and fedoras and the gangster set with New Capenna. We've had cowboy hats, super cool, right? Magic worlds kind of suck, and they've kind of sucked for a long time. So it's understandable that Wizards of the Coast would want to use other worlds in their game because they can't build them themselves, right? They're just not capable of doing it anymore. They haven't been capable of doing it for like a solid decade. I mean, if I look at like the past 10 years, I would say the past 10, let's say since the two set rotation, when was that? Like 2015, 2016, 2016, I think 2015. Since that era, I think there's only maybe 2-3-ish worlds that I would say are very good. Those would be Kaladesh, maybe Amonkhet, and Bloomburrow maybe. Is that it? So many sets have just been so weak time and time again. It's either revisit an old set back when Wizards of the Coast could make good worlds, or the most low effort, gimmicky, trope filled, shallow world you could ever think of, like Thunder Junction, like Karlov Manor, even Duskmourn a little bit. I mean, it's a cool idea, a haunted house world, but there's so many tropes, man. It's everywhere. And that's not a word that I'm using to be insulting. I'm not trying to insult Wizards of the Coast by saying that they themselves have used the word trope in their own marketing. So they're just silly. They're super silly, they're shallow, they're gimmicky, and Magic worlds kind of suck. And all of that has to do with the other thing that people are talking about, which is the number of sets per year. We have seen, I mean, you can draw a line, how many sets we're releasing per year and how shallow the worlds have become, and they're identical. We keep making more and more sets per year, and that leaves less and less time to build worlds, and so the worlds have gotten weaker and weaker. When we went to 5 sets per year, which was what, Innistrad, right? At Midnight Hunt, once we did that, we just immediately saw just the world building plummeted, man. It crashed. After we went to 5 sets per year, that's when we started getting Karlov Manor, New Capenna, Thunder Junction, right? All that really shallow, gimmicky bullshit started with the 5 set per year rotation. So then when we go to 6 sets per year, how do we do that? How do we make 6 sets per year and still build worlds? And the answer is, we don't have to. We can just use other people's worlds, right? So there's like 2 camps, right? There's 2 people who are complaining about this. There are people who are complaining about Universes Beyond in Magic. I'm in that group. Fuck Universes Beyond. I hate this shit. But then there's also people who are saying they don't care about Universes Beyond, but they think there's too many sets per year. It's the same thing. It's the same problem. There's too many sets per year. Wizards of the Coast can't make 6 worlds per year. They have to bring in other people's IPs in order to release 6 sets per year. It's the same problem. Magic has become this content factory, this product farm where they're just like, release more product, release more, and they just can't do it. They can't shovel out as much shit for you to buy without taking shortcuts. And now the shortcut is, let's shortcut world building. Let's not build worlds. Let's not create new planes. Let's not create new worlds. We've already seen that with the gimmick sets, right? They already moved to 5 sets per year and had to shortcut world building by making shallow gimmick sets. They've already been doing that for 2 years now. But now that we go to 6 sets per year, now we need another shortcut. How do we take another shortcut so we can get another set per year? Universes Beyond. That's the solution. Eliminate world building. Whether you hate Universes Beyond or you hate 6 sets per year, it's all the same. It's Wizards of the Coast just shoveling whatever they can into stores because they know people are going to buy it. It doesn't matter. They could shit out the most garbage sets ever. People are going to buy it. So long as it's a little bit more powerful than the last set, right? Just a little bit power creep. Not too much, but just a little bit more powerful. Get a few commander staples in there. People are going to buy it. They know that. I know that. We should all know that. And the quality is suffering. The world building quality is suffering. The card quality is suffering in terms of you've seen more bans recently than ever, right? It just everything's getting worse and worse and worse. We're power creeping the game to oblivion. I mean, Modern is basically Modern Horizons constructed, right? So much of the format is just Modern Horizons. So it's just more spend, and it just feels so cheap and shallow. We can talk all we want about how we hate Spider-Man and Magic. I think it's super cringe. I hate it. I don't talk about myself very much on this channel. I'm not a personality driven channel. I don't know if anyone's even gonna watch this. This is just an opinion piece. Who cares about this? No, I'm the information guy. I do guides. I do deck building guides. I do demonstrations of decks and stuff. So who cares about my opinion? But my opinion is I just hate pop culture consumerism. I've never owned a Funko Pop. My God, I'm not spending money on a plastic figure of a character that I recognize from a movie I watched before. That whole concept is just silly to me. I know people are, very fanatical about certain brands. I mean, I guess I'm somewhat fanatical, or was, for the Magic the Gathering worlds. Like, I try to put myself in that position, right? What would happen if I could pay money to have Magic the Gathering Planeswalkers in, let's say, Darkest Dungeon? Let's say there was a Planeswalker DLC with Chandra and Jace as characters in Darkest Dungeon. Would I buy that? Yes, I would. God, I would. I would do it. I would do it. I would, wouldn't I? Yeah, I would. I think I would. If I could buy Magic the Gathering Planeswalker themed items in Rocket League, would I do that? I would. Damn. And that's it, right? And that's it. Doesn't matter if the quality is good. Doesn't matter if it adds anything to the game. At the end of the day, you're just cashing in on fandoms. With seeing Jace walking down the corridor of Darkest Dungeon ruin the aesthetic of the game, I think so. Even if you did it within the style of that game, that's a bit silly, isn't it? It is, but I would still buy it. If I could buy, if they were totally original characters with Magic the Gathering themed abilities, and I could pay like $15 for it, damn, I would do it. So yeah, I get it, but I hate it. I don't want to play with Spider-Man. I don't want to play against Spider-Man. It's profitable. People will buy it. More people will buy it than Magic the Gathering players. Every Magic the Gathering player right now could quit. Wizards of the Coast would probably be in a better position. Why cater to Magic the Gathering players when you could just Funko Popify your game and cash in on people's fandoms? And it feels so exploitive, right? It's so cheap. It's so easy. Put Spider-Man in your game. All the Marvel fanboys will go crazy. Put Darth Vader in your game. Star Wars fans are gonna buy the Star Wars set, right? You just know it. You know it, man. And it's so sad. It just feels so hollow. It feels like the game is so so cheap now. I hate it, but where's the money? That's where the money is, right? People are going to buy it. People are going to pay for it. Wizards of the Coast is going to make so much money. The game's not going to die. It's going to thrive. It's going to change. It's going to suck. I hate it. I don't want to play it, but it's going to be better than ever, probably, at least in terms of profits. So, what does this mean for the future of this channel? I don't know, guys. I don't want to do this. I don't want to play Spider-Man. You know what's funny? I have another channel. I have a gaming channel, and it's technically a variety gaming channel, but I tend to focus on one game for like months at a time until I move on. And my current obsession for the past several months has been Marvel Snap. I've been playing Spider-Man in Marvel Snap. It's fine. It's a Marvel game. It's a Marvel game with Spider-Man in it. That's fine. So I'm not like opposed to Marvel. I'm not a Marvel hater, but it's just, I like magic being magic with magic worlds and magic characters, and I just feel like that's being ruined. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't want to engage with it. I don't want to make Spider-Man content. I'll make Spider-Man content over on my gaming channel where I'm playing Marvel Snap, but I don't want to. That's just it. I just don't want to. So I'm not financially dependent on this channel. Of course, as you can tell by the view count, I get like $100 to, I would say like $90 to $130 per month. This is my income on the channel, right? This is just a fun hobby that just happens to pay. Most hobbies you spend money on. This one is a hobby that I get paid to do a little bit. I think I made like $1,200 last year, which, you know, by contrast, before I started this channel, my hobbies were like video games and books, and those things cost money. So I have a hobby now that pays, but I'm not dependent on this. I don't need this, and I'm not gonna make any grand statements that I'm gonna quit the game or that I'm deleting the channel, but I will say that I'm not enthusiastic about the future of the game. The combination of Universes Beyond and really low effort, low quality, shallow in-universe sets, it's just making me feel like the game, it's not dying, but it's kind of dead to me a little bit. I don't feel the excitement and enthusiasm that I used to. So, yeah, what does this mean? What does this mean for the channel? I will say that it's probably going to be unchanged until Final Fantasy comes out, which will be next year, I believe in June. So we have a good like 8 months of just same old stuff. But after that set releases, not sure. I think over the coming months, I'm going to be experimenting with other games. Maybe I'll post a Hearthstone video. Maybe I'll try Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe I'll play some other card games, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. We have 8 months to figure it out. But I could say pretty confidently that I really don't want to play during the Spider-Man set. I just don't want to. I don't want to do it. Again, nothing against Spider-Man. I have Marvel Snap videos over on my gaming channel. But I just don't want to do it, and I'm not motivated to do it. I feel bad for the professor and channels like that are not only financially dependent on their YouTube channel, but they have employees that they have to think about, right? Imagine a change happens that makes you despise your work, but you have employees that rely on that income, right? Like, man, I can't imagine what it must be like. I know the professor specifically hates Universes Beyond, and yet he's got employees, he's got writers, he's got editors. That sucks for him. I feel bad for him. For me, I can just quit if I want to, and I've done it before. I played Rocket League for years. I quit when they removed trading because I thought it was very anti-consumerist and just kind of scummy. I had a very low opinion of Psyonix. I grew to despise the company and the game, and so I just quit after years, hundreds of hours, and then I was just like, nah, don't want to play anymore. And I'm getting that same feeling from Magic right now, as I just don't want to play. Don't want to. So we'll see what happens. Again, we've got 8 months. We'll play some more standard, more Explorer videos coming. We've got Pioneer coming to Arena. So we'll play some more, and we'll see what happens in June. But I've come to terms with the fact that I might not be playing, and maybe it's not so bad, and maybe I'll keep playing. Who knows? I don't want to make any dramatic statements here. I'm not trying to say, the game was ruined and I'm quitting. I'm just saying that I've lost enthusiasm for the game, right? I just don't feel compelled to play. I look at this and just feel kind of despair. There's just nothing here. There's nothing exciting, and so my enthusiasm is waning. But yeah, I don't know. Don't have a grand statement at the end of this video other than it sucks, right? Shit sucks. And what can you do about it?